I know what's going to happen with them, and I'll say, oh, at that stage I can convert them, and converting basically would imply that I have identified what they're going to be doing with us. So let's say there is a project that, let's say, web application for services. So, but it's possible that we may have discovered that this connection is really not going to be a prospect, a customer of ours. So we may just say, okay, do not create any project. And then that way what it does is basically creates an account, which means now we have an account status of this connection. Primarily, most of our sales and channel partners will be adding connections only when they have as a potential of a business. Let's say they say, oh, we've got the connection, Mr. ABC called me and said, I'd like you to propose on a web application for services. Then the project, we basically say, can you give me a proposal? So I say, oh, let's convert the deal. And now I've clicked the convert, I've entered the project name, and I say, okay, they need a proposal by the 17th of July. And that way they are able to so let's say they say, oh, I've got a proposal now, and I need to start.
After you get the proposal deal, then only you convert them into account.
Correct. After they know that there's something to be done with them, then we start to convert them into an account.
Excuse me, sir.
So he comes and he starts to build let's say, adds a project, and say, I need a proposal by the 17th of July. And then right now I had a phone call and they say, can you send me some questions? So it could be either project qualification, which is, we're just talking, and this is a client saying, I've got a bunch of web applications, but can we determine what part of that website you want to do? Or do you want to do the front end, back end, or this big system that will do a small project?
We ask them what are the requirements.
Requirement gathering will happen all through, but you can break it down into which stage of the project it is at as well.
Narrowing it down.
So basically the stages that we've kept is project qualification, which we don't know what we're bidding, so we're just talking about, or Q&A assets. We know what they want us to look at, but now we'll do brainstorming or Q&A with them. Once we have received the responses, we call what's known as business overview analysis. We write down a complete scenario of what their business needs are. Once they validate that, then we create what's known as a user requirement survey, which is basically a needs consolidation along with a technology solution. So the technology team looks at the BOA and say, oh, okay, this is what the customer needs. This is the technology that will go into making that happen. Then once you take the URS, then you do an estimation process and you get what's known as a price quote or a proposal. Once a proposal is submitted to the client, it goes into a negotiation stage, and where there may be some back and forth happening. And once they say, yep, we're good with it, then we start to prepare contract, and then at that stage we win the deal. Or from negotiation they'll say, okay, lost or lost to completion, any of the stage it could be. Going postponed is saying, okay, we can't really look at it right now, we have to look at it 3 or 4 months from now. In many cases there may be lost response as well, which is anything that we've tried to communicate for the last 2 months that they've not gotten back to us, they will be considered as lost response. So let's say Mr. ABC is on a business overview analysis. So basically we had a phone call and they want to communicate the business case that they have. And the person that is there is the decision maker, and the amount that we feel for the proposal would be close to, let's say, $15,000, just to give an example. You get the calculator. And at that stage you can just save it, and saving it creates an account. It transfers the contact information under the contacts module. So now an account has been created for ABC Incorporated. A project has been created for that website project, which I will show you. And then the information of ABC has been. So what was there in connection has now gone into accounts, projects, and contacts. So this is the account that is existing, and at this stage you can edit or add information to each of these accounts as well.
And when we segregate and allocate activities to the team members, we note it under activities.
Yes, exactly. Now everything is a project basis. So here now a project has also been created for ABC Incorporated. The amount is $15,000. It's on the stage of business overview analysis. And so now at this stage when an account is added, Anirudh is supposed to add a primary order of contact who will be working on making this proposal. So let's say we assign it to Hari. Hari is responsible for everything that will go in this according to this proposal. Now Hari or someone may go and choose someone else as well to be part of the BD contact. So let's say there is Hari is the primary order of contact, and then we say along with him Ram Babu and Vasanta or Ram or just Ram Babu, and he's going to help him out. And then as we can start, if this is a new business which we've never worked with them, we'll click on new business. The next steps would be to schedule a call. Then anything else project type will be we're looking at a solution base, which means a fixed cost, or this is going to be a resource allocation which is on a time and material timesheet basis. And when is the proposal due? We said 17th, and potential start date, which means if they approve on the 17th, they probably will start by the 27th of July, so that the HR comes to know, oh yeah, there is a project of website web programming that could potentially start on the 27th. Hari comes to know that there is a closing of the proposal that has to be done. Proposal is due by the 17th and it's closed on that day as well. So as each of the primary order of contact goes through different activities, let's say the NDA has been already signed with this client, the different activities that they will go through, they'll check mark what all activities already happened. Since this is on the BOA stage, and once the BOA has been prepared, this will be checked out as well, so that we can tell what activities were done. And this is a test project we're doing for them. So basically now you have all the information regarding this project, and you've got their stage history, when is it on BOA stage. As it will move from stage, it will keep adding to each of these stages. You can add information about competitors, about this client, attachments you can make if you're adding documents. If you do phone calls, you can add notes there. You can also start assigning tasks to different people in the team. And let's say if there's a questionnaire that we need to prepare for ABC Incorporated, we just add the task. We can assign the task to anybody on the team here, and let's say since Hari is the person, if I assign it to him, and the due date is, let's say, by the 8th, I need to have that completed. And it could be, I can associate with the project because it is already associated with the project, and say this has been not started yet, priority is pretty high, and I can say, okay, you can send notification emails, so Hari will get a notification email. I wouldn't select that right now, otherwise, Hari will wonder what this is. Please complete the questionnaire, and then I'll just save it. Okay, so now a task has been added to open activity completing the questionnaire.